Hi out there in the YouTube Western technologized control grid out there. Hopefully this video isn't flagged because, like, if you're in China, well, there's no way that you'd view something like this. Or like North Korea or something, right? Because that would just be too... That's not in your political domain. And you're like... If you were in North Korea, well, your great leaders wouldn't want you to know some of this great information. And I just want to reference, like, ISIS. So I heard that they decapitated a new person. And now they're going somewhere in Turkey. And I'm going to bet that the U.S., you know, as good as it is going to swoop in with all of its military, and it's just going to establish bases there. And then as soon as the ISIS is done in Turkey, or they've established some kind of, like, grid line of power and geopolitical control of the U.S.'s own domain, then ISIS is probably going to move on to somewhere newer that also doesn't have any military control. That way the U.S. can keep just following them around and establishing bases all around the planet. Just like they did with 9/11. Except with 9/11, it took a whole building to come crashing down in front of people's faces on national TV for you to be like, yeah, we should go and screw borders. Let's just, like, there's been very heavy laws in place protecting borders and, like, that we shouldn't be going, and there's non-intervention in other places, but hey, the U.S. wants to take over everywhere and ISIS is bad, so they should just take over, right? Like, they decapitated 4 people. And the U.S. kills how many fucking people? Like, and I know what you're all thinking. You're like, no, we're patriotic, support our troops. But you're only thinking about today. What about yesterday? What about 100 years ago? Because that's still world history. And the U.S. is built upon a ton of bloodshed. Like, if you just think about all the piles of natives that have been massacred and then piled up, and then they're going to have, oh, we have to go protect Turkey because, you know, they decapitated 4 people. And now it's geopolitical control. They just want to establish their grid everywhere. And if you really think about Christianity and, like, the Vatican, every town that has been established in, like, our Western world, at the focal point, or at least some of its original places that were, like, foundations or cornerstones of the whole town, were built by either Freemasons, like, and they have, like, plaques that are dedicated, like, you know, because they're so good. Like, they built all this, like, for us to work in. How awesome are they, huh? But you really got to think about all the churches, and in your cities, there was forest and land there before that a lot of people did not. There was natives who were like, no, you're not gonna just come and build that. We don't want that. We don't want your clocks and your whole 9 to 5 and your whole fucking system, because we're fine and we're connected with nature. And now they can't even do that because we've destroyed their nature. Like, there's no caribou, there's no buffalo, like there used to be. It's all been destroyed by us, like the wonderful Western world that is now gonna go destroy ISIS, which is just propagated bullshit, which you all believe so much, right? Like, but let's see where they attacks next after Turkey. Mwah. Laters.